Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is good to see you all this beautiful day. I love it. Everyone's chatting it up. It's going to be a good day.
Yes, of course.
Well, welcome to Unity of Port Richey. So we start off every service by lighting our Christ candle. And so this just symbolizes the Christ consciousness or the light of the divine within each and every one of you. So we'll just start by lighting that. And so to kick off our service here today, every opening song, we do this Feed the Hungry collection. And so for this whole month of December, we also utilized, we took a donation on Giving Tuesday for this, and it's for Food for the Poor Jamaica. And so what we'll do is we'll collect money, and then we'll donate 100% of this tithe to the Food for the Poor Jamaica. They are helping people. This is a wonderful organization that has been helping Jamaicans for over 40 years. And so they are helping to rebuild after the devastation of Hurricane Melissa. So while Christine is opening us with Rejoice, we are going to just feel free to dance on up here and throw some money in the basket if you'd like. Thanks.
You guys know this one from last week, so let's rise up together. Make some noise. Great God of abundance and love. Put them claps together. Each and every day, help me to rise above. I feel your energy now. I'm setting my sights clear and intentional. I'm in the flow. So cute. Each passing moment, I'm gonna take it all in. I'm finding my strength when I meditate. I'm manifesting what it takes to complete my win. To complete my win. Sound great. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. Here we go. My eternal spirit claims who I am. I am never ending love. Come on. My heart and mind, they are open now. I'm gonna let it in. I rejoice. Come on. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I claim what's mine. I am divine. I'm claiming what's mine, and I am divine. Say it, mean it. I'm claiming what's mine, and I am divine. I am divine. Yeah! And I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice. I rejoice.
Well, welcome everybody, and good morning. Well, I will formally welcome you all to Unity of Port Richey again. Are there anyone who's new here for the first time? You are? Well, welcome. Hello. Welcome. I'm glad you chose to join us today. We have just a little welcome packet for you. So, welcome. So we have, thank you. So we have a little welcome card in there. So you are welcome to fill that out. And when we take the offertory later, you're welcome to throw your card in the basket. And you can just put your email on there and I'll send you a newsletter every week. We don't spam you. So it'll just be to tell you everything, all the good things that are going on. And so my name is Sarah Fredrickson, and I am one of the prayer chaplains here at Unity of Port Richey. And welcome, thank you. And I would love to introduce our guest speaker of the day here, Jeremy McDonald. So yes, let's have a round of applause for Jeremy. Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeremy. So Jeremy is a 3-time international best-selling author and speaker with over 25 years of experience as a public speaker, coach, intuitive guide, and quantum healer. So with his diverse range of experience spanning corporate settings to spiritual retreats in the mountains, Jeremy has helped many people find their full potential by aligning with their souls. So let's welcome Jeremy again. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Well, let's start off by all saying a prayer together here. This is the peace prayer, and we will all together, let's just read this prayer and feel it in our hearts. So we are a channel of God's love. Through divine love, justice prevails, and powerful good results come forth. We trust the activity of God within us, all people, and all situations. We give thanks for divine intelligence and divine grace operating and expressing fully in all people everywhere throughout the world. Highest good for all is the result. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And so we will now move to the part where we'll read our daily word. And as prayer chaplains here, we are here in service of you. And so before service and after service, we're here in the prayer room offering prayers. We're happy to lift up any concern or gratitude or anything that, the power of prayer is really brilliant. And so we're here to assist you. So we also have our prayer box, receiving blessings, but it'll be out in the foyer. So please feel free to add a prayer to our prayer box. So today is our second week of Advent. And so I get to light 2 candles today. So I'll light the candle for hope and joy. Hope and faith were the first. But now today is peace. And so the affirmation for today, we could all say this together too. Perfect peace dwells within me and all beings. So I'll read our daily word here. So peace. Perfect peace dwells within me and all beings. As I prepare for a fuller experience of my divinity this Advent season, I turn my attention to cultivating peace of mind and heart. This inner preparation invites me to look beyond my circumstances and attune to the deeper harmony that underlies all creation. Whether I'm in a busy city or a calming natural setting, I trust that each day will dawn in perfect alignment with the heavenly bodies of the cosmos. Likewise, whether I feel anxious or calm, I trust heavenly peace is within me. Aware of my peaceful nature, I choose thoughts, words, and actions that honor my spiritual self. My presence restores calm in chaos and invites serenity to ease distress. My tranquil demeanor magnifies the peace of God. And our Bible verse today is from 2 Thessalonians chapters 3, verse 16. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times, in all ways. The Lord be with all of you. And so it is.
We had another songwriting adventure this week. had another songwriting experience this week for our Advent season. And peace is just what it's all about, right? Peace, peace, peace all around me. Peace, peace, peace is with me now. Peace, 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 a small voice inside me. Peace, peace, peace calms me down. Oh, peace speaks of hope and love. Peace speaks of faith to come back home. Peace is my friend to the bitter end. Peace is the love we all transcend. Peace, 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 it's within me. Peace, peace, peace is my life. Peace, peace, peace is my comfort. Peace, peace, peace is by my side. Peace speaks of love and moves in hope. Peace waits in faith and will come back home. Peace is my friend to the bitter end. Peace is surrendered alone as we all transcend. We all transcend. I believe in peace. Oh, I believe in peace. I believe in peace. I believe in peace. Maybe you could sing that with me. I believe in peace. Oh, I believe in peace. I believe in peace. I believe in peace. Peace speaks of love and of hope. Peace waits in faith to come back home. And peace is my friend to the bitter end. Peace is the love, the love we all transcend. I believe in peace. Oh, I believe in peace. I believe in peace. I believe in peace. Yeah. It needs some tweaking, but I like it.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's what we do here. You guys tweak it with me all the time. It's perfect. You know about tweaking.
I know about tweaking.
Tweak the message.
It's amazing. Such a good job. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Yeah, everybody awake? Everybody ready for Christmas? No? Everybody got your shopping done? How's everybody's Thanksgiving? Good. Well, I'm very excited about being here for a lot of different reasons, because about a year ago, I stood on, well, there wasn't a stage here then, but I stood up here and told you about a book I was writing called The Sovereign Mindset. And it's done, and it's there out in the lobby. But the reason why that's important to me is because I took 13 years to write, between the two books that I wrote, the individual books I've written, it took me 13 years to write it. And so I've been in 7 different other books. So collaboration books, I've written in multiple articles, I've written books for corporate America, all this other kind of stuff. But for some reason, I couldn't write this book. I just kept on and I have 4 in my Google Drive that I've written that I judged. Anybody ever been there before? Okay. So it's important to understand it's very important to understand that we all recognize that we have this in us, this judgmental voice, and then we have a loving voice. Everybody remember the story of the 2 wolves? The dark wolf, and then the grandfather's teaching his grandchild. And why that is super important, that story is super important, is he asked the question, the grandson asked the grandfather, well, which one wins? He said, the one you nourish and feed the most. But does that mean you neglect the dark wolf? Does that mean you push it to the side, you push it under the rug, you lock it up? Do you do any of those things? No, you love it. You love it, you hold it accountable, you set boundaries for it, you say, hey, that's not what we want to do. Whoever has that conversation inside of themselves all the time. So I sit in deep meditation, and I'll say things like divine timing, divine order. You guys have heard me talk about this. And then the ego jumps up and it says, well, you got to make some action in your life. I'm like, who said I wasn't taking any action? We're just going to do it in peace. And so when you have peace in your heart and when you have peace in your mind and your body, then things start to shift, because the temple of God, we already know, is within us. And we're worried about all this other stuff out here, but we're not worried about what's going on in our temple. We're not sitting here in our garden. Some other person is sitting in their garden, and they're not taking care of it. And there's all these roots and vines and everything, and nobody's pruning it, so to speak. And so why this is super important to understand is that what I've found is I sat in meditation, especially at the beginning of COVID, because I had a lot of friends that were very conservative and a lot of friends that were very liberal. And you could just imagine what dinner time conversations were about. It was about, I'm right, you're wrong, and if you don't agree with me, you're dumb. Everybody with me on that one? Okay. And the truth is that I realized, however, in sovereignty, in the energy of sovereignty of our divine self gets to pick where we're at in the world. Everybody with me on that one? And when you stand up with who you are, with truth about who you are in the spirit, then you get to represent yourself authentically in the world. But it went before COVID. Everybody remember in high school where you were trying to fit in? You're trying to be the cool kid. Some of you probably were the cool kid, and then you start looking at yourself. You're trying to sell yourself short of being authentic because you're trying to do what? Fit in. Then you probably ended up in a relationship, and that relationship you were trying to compromise, because relationships are about compromise. Am I correct? But when you went against who you were and the definition of who you were at the core of who you were, and went against your divine plan, that's where we're incorrect. Everybody with me on that one? Okay, and so we all know this because we've gone through those relationships, and then we're like, oh man, what was I thinking? Everybody ever done that one before? Who's ever been in a job and you kept on thinking, why am I in this job? These people are, I won't say the words. And I've literally worked, funny enough, it's on my resume, but I've worked for the devil, so to speak. HSBC, Citibank, New York Life, MetLife, General Dynamics, a war company, who actually now runs the Medicare call center. That one cracks me up because they bought it. And then I worked for Primo Water, which is DS Services, basically Zephyr Hills Water. who now owns most of the aquifers and buying them up in the state of Florida. So they're going to charge us for our water. That just blew me away. Then I work for PricewaterhouseCoopers, known for money laundering Russian oligarchs. And I'm like, God, why are you putting me in these companies? And I'm writing their training programs. So, but what you start to learn, what I learned in there is finally to say enough is enough. I'm no longer selling my soul for a paycheck. Because I don't work for them. I work for the greatest CEO in the galaxy called God. And the God lies here within me. So sometimes God has put me in places just for one person. For one person. And one of my jobs, I was there for my boss, because now I'm my boss's coach. Now that I no longer work there, she called me up. You're such a wise man. I really need your help. And so why do we go to things we don't fully understand? And so there is a voice within us. And I used to sit there and think, who's ever felt that voice inside of you? And we've been talking about that. And then I thought, is there another being inside of me? Because it kind of freaks you out. Who's ever had that moment where your arms kind of get moved a little bit while you're in prayer? Has anybody ever experienced that before? And you're like, there really is another being inside of me. It's called your soul. It's called your divine self. It's called the energy of the divine within. And when you serve that, that's what used to mess me up spiritually. Because I was taught in the church I was raised in, we were taught that God was up here on a throne with a white flowing beard casting lightning bolts onto me. And my grandmother used to say all the time, God's going to get you. And I'm like, God's going to get me? Well, and my mother used to say, that's a pretty mean God. But then when I realized that when somebody said, well, you have to let go and let God, and you have to serve God, it would honestly inside, even on the outside, I was very much, okay, I get it, yeah, whatever. But inside, it was really upsetting me. And I won't use the language, it was inside, but it was just really irritating me until I realized that the divine is within you. Yeah, we knew that on paper. We read it in the Bible, right? But when you feel it, who's ever felt that presence within? And when you feel that presence within, you know who you're serving. You're serving that presence within, and you follow that voice. And you follow that presence, and it guides you. And so where I came up with all this is I started looking at some of the things in my life, and I started looking and was like, why does that happen? And then this doesn't happen for me. Who's ever had that happen? Where you pray and something happens, and then, maybe 6 months later, 2 years later, 5 years later, you pray for something else and then it doesn't happen. You're like, what's the difference between that and that? Well, it's called divine timing and divine order. Those are cliche statements. But the reality is the really cool thing about how the universe was set up is that divine timing and divine order is how you learn. So in my background in education, one of the things that I've learned is that the human mind can only take so much information at one time. So we have a learning theory called chunking, where we actually give you small bits of information at a time. We teach this to you, we teach this to you, and what are we doing? We're building the foundation. We're building these small little bricks and foundation until you get the whole picture of what we're trying to teach you. Isn't that building our foundation on rock? Remember that Bible scripture? Okay, and so why it's super important when you're talking about chunking, and also how we learn. We learn by taking old information and taking the new information and assimilating it into the new. That's divine timing and divine order. It's also a natural law called the law of gestation. And there's another natural law called the law of transmutation. So we start to transmute ourselves in the new state of consciousness or frequency that we're trying to obtain. So that's why the law, in my book, I challenge the law of attraction, because I tell you the law of attraction is very limited viewpoint, because it doesn't take into consideration all the other natural laws, all the other laws that God said, hey, you'll get there. If it's meant to be, you'll get there. But the ego says, but I want it right now. I want it right now because I want out of this situation right here. But you're in that situation for a what? Reason. And so one of the things you do, you're grateful for every moment and everything you're going through, even in the hardest of times. And so you start to look at it, and there's a metaphysical or spiritual reason why you're going through everything. So I've told you guys before, I was diagnosed as a diabetic, and my A1C was a 7.2 in June of 2024. I just had it done about a month ago. It's a 5.9 now. So thank you. And so that means I'm considered A1C-wise pre-diabetic now, even though they still technically say here. But why is that important to understand? It's because as you start honoring yourself, so I had been really good and peaceful in the mind, and I had been really peaceful in a lot of other things, but that peace goes out to actually making boundaries with other people and starting to live authentically. Are we with me on that? So people will ask me all the time, what's my purpose? And I'm like, your purpose is what you're doing right now. And then they'll also say to me, well, I know my purpose, but I'm still confused. And then they'll say, what I know I want is I want peace, and I want simplicity in my life, and I want these things in my life. Well, you just told me your purpose right there. They're saying, well, what do you mean? I said, you said peace and simplicity. And they're like, well, no, I think I'm supposed to be doing something bigger. I said, yes, only if it doesn't affect what? Your peace and simplicity. Because there is nothing about God that is complex. Everybody with me on that one? There is nothing about God that is complex. In sales, we used to use this phrase called KISS. Everybody know what I'm talking about? Keep it simple. Yeah. We're going to say, I heard it at a church recently, and they said, keep it simple, spirit. So it's not as derogatory as the other one. So I really kind of liked it because spirituality is not difficult. Who makes it difficult? Us. And if you're sitting in this body, guess what? You still have lessons to learn. And somebody says, several clients have said to me, I don't understand why I'm going through this again. Hello, it's called chunking, because you're going through it at a different level. Who's ever had something you learned, and then 10 years later, you're revisiting a similar situation, or 2 years later? That's a compliment. And people say, what do you mean it's a compliment? You know, I have to go through that again? It's a compliment because you know you're strong enough to face it differently than you did 10 years ago. And each time you come through it, you do it and you approach it with that sovereign mindset. That sovereign mindset is to say, thank you so much for allowing me to approach this again. This time I'm going to do it differently. This time I'm not going to create a blog that basically says nasty things about my ex-boyfriend and friend requests everybody in his small town so that they can see it. Yes, I did that. That was a long, long time ago when I was a lot more petty than I am now. And I wasn't as grown up because I just had to make a point, because I just had to be right. But I didn't realize that this man I loved for 7 years. And was that love? No, it was a form of betrayal, because I felt what betrayed. Guess who I felt betrayed by? Me. Because I didn't follow the signs to know that this relationship wasn't going to work. That it was done a long time before it ever ended. Everybody been there before? And that's because your sovereign mind, that inner voice is saying, I remember that voice is saying, it's time to end this. And love each other enough to let each other what? Go. When you hold on to something, you don't know. I mean, who's ever had a friendship where it ended and then it came back around and it was even richer than it was before? Who's ever had that before? And sometimes it's even richer and it comes in for like a year and then it leaves again because you finalized whatever you had to finalize. I had that happen with a friend. We literally were separated from each other for 4 years, came back into each other's life for about 6 years. This time when we both left each other, it was done. But there wasn't any pain this time. There wasn't any feeling of abandonment because we had finalized what? The contract. And so when you look at this from the sovereign mind, it goes, thank you so much. Thank you so much to that soul for what you did for me to help me grow. Because the sovereign mind says it with confidence. That's that divine mind. And so what's really threw me off is that that moment when that particular time happened, I had said, it's time. It's time for a change. It's time for me to move because that person and I were roommates at the time. And within 3 weeks, my income had increased by $45,000 a year. I had bought the furniture. This was in COVID, by the way. I had bought the furniture on a Labor Day sale. They said, you're not going to get this furniture until like November. So Labor Day to November. I said, that's okay, because I haven't even found a place to live yet. And then within a few weeks, you guys told you about, I lived in downtown Newport Richey. That apartment had a 6-month waiting list. And I was moving into that place, had the movers. The movers were normally $1,500 to move. They charged me $400. I mean, these are the things that happen because when using the sovereign energy, which is you, because if you had the faith that's within a mustard seed, then you could say to a mountain, move here and here, and it would do what? It would move. Because the letting go part is letting go and serving that divine temple within you. I needed to move for my own peace. They needed to move for their own health and peace. Because at that time, who's ever tried to take a magnet and push it together for the opposite sides? What does it do? It pushes away from each other. But us human beings, we keep on trying to push it together. We keep, oh, come on, I know it'll fit. Maybe I'll put some tape on it and try to hold it there. And, just bandage it together. But the reality is what it's doing is it's still trying to push itself away. In the body, what that does is that actually binds up chi or energy inside of your body. Okay, and so then we wonder metaphysically, now I am not a doctor, so just before, master's degree in education, not as a medical professional, so don't criticize me for this, I'm talking about the energy and the metaphysics. So if inside of the body, what that does, when that starts binding up, what do? We end up with diabetes. We end up with things like heart disease and cancer. You know what cancer is? It is when cells are no longer communicating with each other effectively. Okay, so there are cells that are literally dying inside that are not flowing or moving. If anybody Reiki practitioners in here? Or what is the first thing they teach us in Reiki? Let the energy flow where it needs to go. Am I correct? And heal who? Yourself. Well, because if the healer doesn't heal themselves, they're going to be sitting there, is it working? Is it working? And then somebody said, well, I don't feel anything. Then you start piling on the self-doubt. So a healer has to let go and just let it be. And that's the same thing in life. Who's ever held back because you're afraid people are going to judge you? Okay? I hate to break it to you. Even when you don't hold back, people are still doing what? Judging you. And when you hold back from your authentic self, or where your soul is saying, hey, step forward, do this. Hey, step forward and do this. Then the universe starts to unfold for you. So I knew when I finally started writing that book that something was going to happen, because it just started flowing out. It just started 3 months later. I mean, the money came in, I paid for the editor. People were like, you're not going to find a publisher. I said, nope, I really feel like I need to publish it myself. My best friend created the book cover, the photographer came in, and then literally the month that it's coming out, I got called and asked to become the director of the speakers inner circle for the Los Angeles Tribune. So we just launched that. And so then and then at the end of October, I got a call saying, hey, can you fly out and be in San Diego for a week to be on a movie set? So we filmed a movie called The Return of the Lioness, basically focusing on female leadership or feminine leadership. And so I had just the month beforehand said, it's time for me to start creating documentaries and movies. A month before that, I was asked to be the partner in a new streaming network that's coming out called Ethereal TV. And it's going to be basically Gaia's competition and the Shift Network's competition. And so these things start to come in because it's called being humble and serving that divine within. So what I'm telling you is whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is, whether it's to stay at home and do needlepoint, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever it is. My Uncle Kirk, one of the things I loved about him is when he was 12 years old, he took my grandmother's car apart. It was an old Ford LTD. Or an old Ford car, maybe not even an LTD, it was like a 68 or something like that. Took it apart on a Saturday, and Sunday evening, he didn't have it fully put back together. She goes, you better have that car put back together by tomorrow morning when I have to go to work, or you're gonna be in trouble. But he loved the hum of a motor, of an engine, and it brought him joy. So now he's 61 years old, and he's the maintenance mechanic, the manager of the maintenance mechanics for Pillsbury in Minnesota. So he has this dream job. He loves building and taking things apart and hearing those engines. He can hear it when there's something off. I mean, he has all the devices still, but because he was so young when he learned, he goes, you can just hear it. Now the computers tell me exactly what I was already feeling. So whatever it is you want to do it. I know a man that he's 82 years old. What does he do now? He's retired. He builds furniture. And then he goes and takes it to a store and they sell it for him, or he builds it for his family and stuff like that. It makes him happy, the sanding down the wood and putting it together and having it. So what I'm saying to you is if you're not fulfilling what you want to do right now, follow it. And people will say, well, I got all this other stuff over here I got to do first. If this is taking you from this, what your soul is guiding you to do, what God or the divine energy is guiding you to do, this is a distraction. I don't care what it is. Because if you're following this, your loved ones will see you following your purpose. And guess what? The old saying, what did Marianne Williamson say? When you let your light shine, you will give other people's permission to let their light shine. One of the most beautiful stories I had recently is I've been teaching a class in South Africa, online of course. And so one of the things that they asked me is they said, is there a favorite quote that you have? And I said, yes. And so I read them that quote by Marianne Williamson that Nelson Mandela said at his inauguration. And they said, did you read that to us on purpose? I said, no, it really was my mother's favorite quote. And I just realized, when I was reading it, I realized that I was reading it, and Nelson Mandela had read it at his inauguration, and they were just like touched. And talk about the most incredible people. The South Africans are so grateful just to have a job. They have a work ethic that is so incredible. They just, anytime I ask them to do something, they just jump in and do it. They don't have a problem with it. They just, whatever, Mr. Jeremy, they call me Mr. J, and then they do it. So this is what this is all about. This is the energy of what it's saying. And I'm going to take you guys into a meditation here in a second, because what I want you to do in this meditation is I want you to feel what the energy of this inner voice is stating to you. Pay very close attention. The loving voice is a soft, kind voice. The other voice is the judgmental voice. It's the one telling you, is my nose hair showing, or is my hair a little off, or whatever? Do I have a lint on my jacket or anything like that? That's the other voice. That's the one that's judging you. I want you to pay attention to the one that's loving and caring and lifting you up. So everybody just kind of get your feet in a comfortable space. And I want you to put your hands on your heart. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and let it all out. Take another deep breath in and let it all out. And while you're there and you're taking your deep breaths in, each time you take your deep breath in, you're breathing in the Holy Spirit that's bringing you peace and love, harmony, healing, and bringing more peace to your body and your heart. As you're exhaling out, you're letting go of no longer serves you and allowing that to go back out into the universe and go where it needs to go in divine timing and divine order. Deep breath in, let it all out. And I want you to say inside of yourself, I am perfect. I am harmony. I am joy. I am peace. I am love. Feeling the energy that we're building in the room, filling that energy of love and harmony and peace into your temple, filling it with all that joy and harmony, letting it come through your body, washing away any anxiety or pain. Feeling the voice within. Feeling that voice within as it's lovingly telling you who it is, introducing itself to you. And I want you to welcome it in. Just take this time to be at peace and one with the inner world. Now I want you to take that deep breath in, and when you exhale out, I want you to push your energy out. Deep breath in, and push your energy out as you exhale out. You're just pushing that energy out, and it's filling you up. The energy is coming in from the divine source, the divine mother, and filling you up. And you are the core of that energy, just pushing out, filling this sanctuary with energy, with love and harmony and peace. And you expanding that energy all the way across Newport Richey, Pasco County, all the way across the state of Florida. All the way across the United States, all throughout the world. And the energy just keeps going because light travels at the speed of light, and that is you. You are the core of this love and harmony. And while you're there, you can start saying, my divine plan is manifesting right now. Say it inside of yourself. My divine plan is manifesting right now. Make it easy. And divine timing, divine order, divine plan. Feel it expanding. I'm going to bring you back on a count of 3, but you'll keep this energy throughout the day and throughout the week. 1, 2, 3, and we're back. So this is, everybody feel that energy? Absolutely, absolutely. And that's something that you built. And when 2 or more gather on my name, then who's with us? The Father. And so this is the energy that you can start using throughout your day, all day, every day. So I'm leaving you guys with that. Thank you so much. I am teaching a workshop after church today and selling books. Much love. Thank you for allowing me to serve you.
Yeah. We're going to kind of stay in that space right now, and the sanctuary looks so good with the trees. Doesn't it look so pretty? So we're going to keep the lights off. And if you feel the need during the song to stand up, rise up, you can. If not, you can just relax into it.
There is peace and harmony, and I am free here and now. The past is gone. I'm moving on, and I belong here and now. Holy light,
choice is made here and now. Raise your arms up. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life. It shines so bright. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life. It shines so bright here and now. Holy light, thank you for my life. Holy light, thank you for my life here and now. Yes, thank you. Thank you, God.
Let's have another round of applause for this lovely lady and for Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we are going to do our thanks and announcements, but don't go anywhere because it is birthday Sunday. So we would love to have, are there any birthday babies, December birthday? Yes, stand up so we can love on you. Oh, yes. Happy birthday, everybody. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you always. God is blessing you now.
Wonderful. Well, happy
And I
birthday.
hope you get some. Yes, I hope you get some. Yes, I hope you get some cake and ice cream. Yes, I hope you get some. Oh, where the mind goes.
Well, I just want to thank everybody again. So thank you, all of our volunteers, our ushers, our greeters. Yes, thank you. All of our prayer chaplains, Gail, Stephen, you guys are just rock stars. So thank you so much for everyone who helps to make this service magical. And so we have all sorts of volunteer opportunities. So please feel free. We are always in need of some more ushers and greeters and just people to help out around, bring treats for after service. So sign up. And then after service today, Jeremy mentioned it, but he is offering the Inner Alchemy, Healing, Awakening, and the Power of the Sovereign Mind, immersive workshop. And so that's just after service today. So get a snack and then come on back. There's just a $20 requested love offering, but no one is turned away. So please come to the workshop. And on Thursdays at 10:30, come and join me. I lead meditation every Thursday at 10:30. It's a great time. Next Sunday, Reverend Marcia McCartney will be joining us, and her talk is Put a Little Love in Your Heart. And so it is, if you guessed it, it's the third week of Advent, so it's love.
It's a love week.
It'll be a love fest for sure. I just want to mention that we're having our Christmas Eve service once again on Christmas Eve, December 24th at 5 p.m. So please come and join us. It is so lovely to have all the candles with everyone, and it's beautiful. Reverend Barbara will be leading that service. So then lastly, we have our Inspiration and Gifts Learning Center, books and gifts. So, you know, the holidays are here. So perhaps you might find something in there to give to a loved one. And now we get to call our ushers forward and we'll just prepare our gifts. And so if you would, we'd like to just put a little affirmation into our blessing so that it multiplies and blesses everyone. So let's say together, I give thanks for all my blessings. I share my gifts freely and I receive gratefully. I am in the flow of abundant life.
Yeah, so let's do the I am abundantly blessed. I am abundantly blessed. Gifts fall upon me at every request. I am abundantly blessed. I am abundantly blessed. I am abundantly blessed. Gifts fall upon me at every request. I am abundantly blessed. And without me now, I am abundantly blessed. I am abundantly blessed. Gifts fall upon me at every request. I am abundantly blessed. One more time for me. I am abundantly blessed. I am abundantly blessed. Gifts fall upon me at every request. I am abundantly blessed. Beautiful.
Father, Mother God, we ask you to bless these tithes and offerings and use this money in abundance to go and work through the ministry here in the Unity of Port Ritchie. And we ask this in your Son's, Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Amen.
Peace be time. Whoop, whoop. It was a great service, wasn't it? Yes. Great. All right, guys. I'm going to use my new track, so we're going to have fun with it. Peace, peace, peace be in the morning. Peace, peace, peace be in the night. 'Cause practicing peace here on the daily, you will bring peace to your life. Awesome. Peace, peace, peace be to our family. Peace, peace, peace be to our foes. 'Cause practicing peace here on the daily, one by one, peace be will grow. Here we go. Peace to the east, peace to the west, peace to the north and the south. Come on. Peace, peace, peace be to our country. Peace, peace, peace be is the light. That's right. Practicing peace here on the daily. We are the peace in this life. Here we go. Peace to the world. Peace to the planet. Peace to the whole human race. Come on. Peace, peace, peace be in the morning. Peace, peace, peace be in the night. It's practicing peace here on the daily. Peace be in your life. We have an extra one. Peace be in your life. Another one. Peace be in your life. Now we wait. Peace be in your life. Peace be in your life. Peace, everyone. Woo!
Prayer of protection. Though the light of God surrounds us, I am light. The love of God upholds us, I am love. The power of God protects us, I am present. The presence of God watches over us, I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and I am divine. Woohoo! Have a blessed week, everybody.